4.4, determining restrictions on composite functions. So we're just going to combine our equations and then decide what they can't be, any non-permissible values. So this isn't anything new really, it's just more of what we've done in the past. So we're going to evaluate g of f of x. So we're going to plug f of x into g. So I'm going to have 1 over x plus 3 squared minus 4 times 1 over x plus 3. And that's it. I don't even need you to simplify. That is good enough. So for our domain, we just need to figure out our non-permissible values. So we know that we can't make the denominator 0, so x cannot equal negative 3. So there's our restriction. Okay, let's do f of g of x. So I'm going to plug g into that. So I'm going to go 1 over x squared minus 4x plus 3. And now I'm going to let's just write that without the brackets because that looks awful. Now I'm going to factor, so two numbers that add up to make negative 4 and multiply to get 3. My numbers are negative 3, negative 1. So I have 1 over x minus 3, x minus 1. So my restrictions are that it cannot be 3 or 1. And that's it. Okay, next one. Given the functions f of x equals the square root of x and g of x equals x squared minus 4, determine an explicit equation for each composite function that state the domain. So we're going to do g of f of x, so I'm going to plug f of x into g. So I have the square root of x squared minus 4. Now, something that you have to keep in mind, we didn't do it in the last example because it didn't really affect it, but we need to think about what the domain of each function is to begin with because that's going to affect our composite function as well. So if I think about the square root of x, my domain is that it has to be greater than or equal to 0. And if I think of the square root of x minus 4, it doesn't really matter. It's just element of the real numbers. But because this function can't go less than 0, it doesn't matter what your composite function is. When we combine them, it's not going to be able to do that either. So when I do this, the square root of x squared is x, so we get x minus 4. But it looks like it has no restrictions because that's just a line. However, because we started with a square root function, that domain needs to stick. So it's going to be x such that x is greater than 0. Okay, let's do f of g of x. So I'm going to plug g of x into the square root of x. So I'm going to plug in square root of x minus 4 under the radical. Now I'm going to factor. So I'm going to go x plus 2, x minus 2. So let's just think about this. This function right here is a parabola with an intercept at 2 and 2, and it opens up. Because we're taking the square root of the answer, we cannot have any negative values. So we can actually only do those portions because all of this is going to make it a negative under the radical, which we cannot have. So our domain for this one is going to be x such that x is less than or equal to negative 2, or it can be greater than 2. So there's no set way on how to find the domain for this. You kind of just have to reason through it. It might involve sketching it, it might involve typing it into Desmos. Just know that you're probably not going to have Desmos for a lot of your testing. So you should be able to visualize that graph without help from a graphing calculator. But yeah, okay, that is the end of Unit 4. It's my favorite unit because it's very short. All right. So those are the days of our lives. Bye.